Now it's April 18th, 1775, and a Boston silversmith learns that the British troops under General Gage are going to march from Charlestown and Boston to Lexington. They're going to arrest two of our greatest patriots for treason. Then they're going on to Concord to confiscate the guns and ammunition they found out we've got hidden there. They're going to squash the rebellion. Well, Paul Revere is about to ride into history. He and his friend Mr. Dawes mount up. Paul Revere stopped at the Old North Church when he found out the direction and the route the troops were going to take, and he had a signal lantern hung way up in the belfry so the other riders would know. And they began to ride. They're pounding on every farmhouse and village and hamlet door along the way. The regulars are marching. The British are coming. When they got to Lexington, 17 miles away, they pounded on the door of Captain John Parker. He's the head of the local Minutemen. John, they'd say, they're coming to arrest Samuel Adams and John Hancock for treason. They're going to take our guns. And they rode off into the night. Well, Captain Parker knew what to do. His men are mad. They're ready to fight. He sounded the alarm. 170 men answered the call. They're running out of farms and villages and little towns carrying squirrel guns and pitchforks and clubs. And the craziest looking flag you ever saw. They gather on the green near the bridge. Boy, we're waving the flag. We're going to fight the army. Well, we looked across the bridge. There's nobody there. We got there too quick. The army was hours away, and Captain Parker saw his men cooling down. He says, you know, you guys might as well go on home. They're not going to be here for a long time. I'll call you back when they get closer. I'm sure that happened to a lot of us in here that were in the service. Well, they went home. Now they got a chance to think about this dumb thing they're doing. Can you imagine going against the King's army with a squirrel gun? These guys aren't soldiers. They're scared to death. They're farmers, merchants, and hunters. And they're going to fight a war. Not in a foreign land. This is going to be right in their own front yard. Pretty soon it's after midnight. Nobody'd be sleeping, you know. They're tossing and turning. Every fast horse in the night, they hold their breath to see if that's going to be the alarm. Finally, at 4:30 a.m. on April 19th, 1775, Captain Parker sounded the alarm again. They went back to the green. The man with the flag's back. We're ready to fight again. Well, this time, they were there. The commander of the British forces looked across the bridge and saw all the mean-looking guys with the squirrel guns and the pitchforks, and he says, lay down those arms and step aside. Captain Parker says, no, stand your ground. Fire only if fired upon. But if they want to have a war, let it begin here. Well, that didn't scare the commander. He says, lay down those guns in the name of the king. Well, Captain Parker looked at his men the second time. Now they're trembling with fear, ill-equipped, ill-trained, and he looked across the bridge at the best-equipped, best-trained army in the world. What's he going to do? Well, he better get them out of there. Retreat! Take your guns with you. We're going to fight another day. Everybody's running around trying to get out of the way. And somebody pulled a trigger, and a man fell, and the revolution began. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote a poem about that day by the bridge. By the rude bridge that arched the flood, their flag to April's breeze unfurled, and here once the embattled farmer stood and fired the shot heard round the world. This is called the Bedford flag, because the man that carried it that day ran all the way from the little town of Bedford down the road to get in the fight. His name was Nathaniel Page. They've traced this flag back through his family's history almost 100 years before. It's still there today in the museum, considered to be one of the oldest flags in North America. The Latin on this flag means conquer or die. Some of us died that day.